saw the character, wanted to which he thought he was Marla, so I thought, well, all I needed to do was really copy him. And I'm not completely joking about him thinking he was Marla.
That'll be good.
Certainly he got the tone of her, or understood the tone of her. So I would say partially based the character on David.
I have a philosophy that in most movies, you can see too much of the actor's eyes, so we try to really get rid of that in this movie.
So, sort of the Gordon Willis approach.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing this shot. I struck the camera like that. How do you think you bullet home? As you're going through the van under the street and whipping along in the foundation of the other building, if you go frame by frame, you'll see the
There's one where there's a janitor's office.
and you'll see the intricate work done by people who have basically never left offices, much like that janitor's office, where they live in front of their computer screens. Now that's the enduring image of the movie to me. My face and Bob's chest.
I'll be right back.
Meatloaf gave me a picture of me against his breast in a frame that said, "With hugs, love me." I'm actually taller than Meatloaf, so he had these enormous elevator lift shoes on that gave him about an extra 8 inches. When we came in, I didn't really recognize him because his hair was all cut short already from another movie, and he came in and it was kind of hard to believe it was him, but he was great in the first reading. He was really great. Really funny.
Starbucks was very, very cool with us. They were cool letting us do all that stuff except actually have Starbucks.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, there was our first little blip, by the way, for those of you looking.
Subliminal brand.
That was the first subliminal tally number one frame. These were the first week of shooting, by the way. The office scenes. These office scenes were the first week of shooting. Brad was still on vacation. I was working.
Zach Rainey.
Zach.
Business vernacular. You seem to know what they're talking about.
This is brave. You don't see a lot of movies where guys with their pants all the way down around their ankles.
And I didn't have anything on underneath either.
Did you?
No. I wasn't wearing like
A thong. Not for this scene.
in fact, did you notice that I didn't ask to go to the bathroom the whole day? This is the shot, actually, Fincher, do you remember when we were doing this shot? And we watched it on the thing, you said you have to come in very precisely and you can't, like, you have to come in and you have to be the perfect pace, and we watched it on the monitor and someone said, Norton resembles a young British cop.
I don't remember that.
It was always kind of a challenge doing, especially the early part of this movie. Well, really all through the movie, because the voiceover really goes all through it, but a lot of times you're shooting shots knowing that the voiceover is running over it, and you have to time the sync of the voiceover fairly closely, especially in moments like that where a voiceover line comes in between two lines in the scene. Sometimes we had Dina Waxman, our script supervisor, sitting on stage, like quietly reading the voiceover lines in the spaces where they were going to be, so that we would do the timing of the actual lines. Where
I love using a subliminal advertising technique to introduce a character.
Actually, we did get, when we were doing the transfer for the film, they send, as we finish the reels, they'll send them up to the quality check, quality control, and we did get a lot of respect, there was some dirt on some.
really?
The discussions about this section, about the balance of humor and reality and doing something that there are people walking around with and living with and dealing with, and finding that line of empathy, still finding the irony.
This this is the kind of scene that, I don't know, only people with no sense of humor saw as negative.
Everyone, let's thank Thomas for sharing himself with us.
This is one of the first clues of who Tyler really is. See, he repeats these words right here. I look around this room and I see a lot of men.
All this was shot, a lot of it was shot downtown in Los Angeles. Spaces that don't look like any place in particular. I think kind of the idea was to have a city just everywhere and nowhere.
Just a decade losing all this weight. He gets a job. He's gotta be a fat guy again. And so we have to build this fat suit for him. And you know there were 2 suits in Benton. There were 2 suits made. Because of the studio. One with nipples, one sans nipples.
And I remember the first week of shooting, the only response we got from the studio about things that they liked or didn't like, they sent us a memo basically saying, is it necessary that he have these giant desperate nipples? I was driving down Beverly, and I looked over asleep, this homeless woman asleep in this in a bus shelter. You gotta get a picture of this person and send it to Laura.
I think you should have
Looking at this shot, I did a shot once with Meatloaf that wasn't in. It was shot fine. You always think somehow too, and it's not in, you know. Shame after all that effort. I don't know if I reshot it twice, but I think it was more to do with having that super introduction one, much as I like nestling into Meatloaf's breasts.
I felt pretty bonded to Brad and Fincher, and just in terms of that it was in essence a comedy or a black comedy with a heavy element of satire in it, so that in these kinds of scenes, the support group scenes are bad, because if you didn't approach these as comedy, then you'd just be missing the point. I think.
Marla definitely would not be invented, and that the need to invent in confronting Marla as somebody who could possibly have a relationship, he's too scared and it invents this character that he feels could have a relationship rather than
That's they were saying, thank you, Travis, which was
An ode to Travis Bickle.
right. There was a period where I would have all of the fake names that he uses being names from De Niro characters in the 70s.
Brad Matters, full names from
Travis and Rupert.
But there's also, remember,
Cornelius in there.
But then Cornelius got in, and then we ended up in a sickle cell anemia group. Luther got in there, remember? So it ended up sort of in a line between De Niro performances of the 70s and Planet of the Apes. I think it's a great 20th century character that is addicted to self-help and self-abuse. The kind of support group leader there, the person doing the documentation is an old friend of mine from New York the other day. She now runs upstairs in New York.
We were pushing for radio then.
Right.
For that
Yeah, Brad and I
early Simon and Garfunkel.
Right. Brad and I had a mutual radio at that one.
This is one of the great entrances. You can't really go wrong with an entrance like this. I think I walk into a particular cancer support group and asking whether it's cancer. I just remember, watching it, you remember those little things that they try to do in American accent. So for me, I just remember trying to get the nasal A in cancer right. And when you do an accent, which I enjoy doing, certain sentences that are so representative for T's, you substitute, or T's for D's, and the nasal A's and R's for different sounds. So this is kind of right. King David, one of the famous characteristics of working with us, but he does multiple colours, so you never walk away from something that
I actually pronounced I think she went to back to day 3, but it's this is actually what I was doing the other time.
We actually shot a version of she's masturbating, she's thinking about what she hates tomorrow,
And she's sort of making him incapable of even that. Incapable of even that level of self-love.
this is practically the only other element that's not very, I felt immense solidarity when they came on set.
And in the book, it's Joni Mitchell's skeleton, not Meryl Streep's skeleton. Why did we change it from Joni Mitchell to Meryl Streep?
she just doesn't like Meryl Streep, she doesn't like Meryl Streep, yeah, I just didn't think she, and that's like, I mean, there's a huge discrepancy, and I think part of it was just she was just too sad, it was too sad, it was too, it wasn't something that
Actually, that was pretty good. That was one of my favorite things for more if I had all of them.
When we started rehearsing, all these questions were we going to visit the local groups at home. Generally, just any kind of group, but we realized that it was wrong only because it was ultimately satirical and it's a totally realistic portrayal of emotion, and it doesn't need to be. And it would have been sort of the wrong frame of reference. Everything about this film is a set, on a stylized rhyme.
Did you do it?
Great, never saw it.
Never saw
I
that.
was like, in the next week she was coffee on the couch, she's like, got it.
You know, that's how focused I was.
Almost.
Yeah, I never
It's
was.
got this pull-up bar. We can do some pull-ups, huh?
It's a fine line, she.
Let's put the bar up.
Always really good.
Just then we'll do something, huh?
I actually read a little more than Martin Edwards, a little more monotone. And she really delicate thing, was really further things. Just,
Helena has such good cheekbones. It's like her cheeks are touching together now.
One of the things I always think about on the cinema is those little strange ways came into her eyes, so distracting because they didn't like her eyes. It became this real tension thing because it was like they were always so dangling cheekbones and they were
Range of motion here. Not too
Yeah.
I like her little covering. Good. A little flattering for having your. Actually, the Fight Club Tower, that was one of the most hilarious ones.
That was actually one of my favorite marketing pictures.
That was not one. You was cheese. I'm holding on to mine.
One costume decision which was made very early on. People that they would say to Michael Patton is a fantastic costume designer. As soon as she gets her makeup on, the guys are I'd say pretty stretching itself. So I wore these platforms, which I love, anything but leg. But whilst rushing it after doing about a marathon, walking up and down that street, after about 36 takes. So most of the time I must say, I'm sleeping all the time I'm thinking about me.
Just one of those things, when you shoot these walk tops with steady cam on the streets. It always ends up being a disaster in terms of sound. And I don't know who is doing our transfers or our but they just sounded horrible, so we went into the loop the whole thing. And I remember Edward just going, oh, this is crazy, I can't do this, I can't.
And this scene here too.
Yeah, we spent at least a day on that scene, getting all of it. And we finally got to the mixing stage. David Parker, Alex, played it back for me, it just sounded amazing.
Gotta try and drill this.
The production's
Yeah,
tight.
but actually, I think the shows were really great, but it was amazing for the production, it was fun to go, wow, this is great. What was it?
One take when we did that, and I thought I'd actually fully get on Edward's foot, because his reaction was so serious, and he was going well and well, and I hadn't stepped on his foot at all. I think what's attracted me to the model was that sort of the moment that David was so sort of specifically working on it. There was nothing that I'd done that would suggest that I hadn't considered it as a film watch myself. Fascinating, exciting moment to see what was actually given the chance of transforming.
We were shooting the scene on the street, by a car. We shot that twice, we shot the scene.
We reshot that and then we showed the second time.
Yeah,
The sun guy.
no stunt. No, because it came
That's
out
not
the street.
You get it.
You were the sidewalk, this boy. And literally, you know, I mean, it's enough, like, not knowing what she said off the curb anyway, but, you know, we had all these stunt drivers, and she,
Because she's
and she would step out of the traffic, like, and I would just be fearless, don't worry about it, and she would just step right out there in the car, so you feel like a clack of, like, the buttons on the coat as it hit this car, as it would sit by. You wake up at healthcare.
Man, that was a workout. Jeez.
We actually, when we shot the car outside of the road, that was the Aberreen Del Rey, the conservation area that was supposed to be.
That's right. Hey, do you remember when we were doing this shot? Remember this was Brad's first non-subliminal appearance. But do you remember when we were shooting that and they tried to back the moving sidewalk up and they couldn't stop it and the whole entire camera unit like jammed up towards the back and Conrad almost got our camera operator.
Moment of truth. Thanks. Nice.
For those
Seems stable.
in that little hotel video, it is Brad on the right and Line Flanders.
Nice.
Dressers.
No one's ever caught that. No one's ever come up to me and caught that. I wanted to do, you know, those in commercials when you check into your room and you actually, they show you the fire exits and you see the guy in the elevator stops and the smoke coming through and he puts a towel down at the base, the wet towel. I wanted to do one of those, but we just didn't have time. So it's reduced down to that, but it's pretty cool. And not even in the middle, off to the side.
That's a little crooked, but
Richard
whatever.
biography of Brandon, this guy who writes for Time Magazine, and he talked about seeing the Wild One and how the Wild One was one of the cinemas
Nice.
firms used
Pull up
because
bar
it was
up.
about
Success.
and
What are you doing? Huh?
Flap it. You cut your cornea and flap it up. You can sit through a shot. I should have.
Sure, sure.
So good. That's
Sure. What you doing?
This is my